Dying is part of playing games, and real life, and while it can be a frustrating gameplay experience at times, it's fun when the games make it fun. There are several ways to do that, of course, but the most obvious one is to alleviate the tension with a joke or a stray casual lighthearted jab. We don't see something like that all too often in games, but when we do, it stands out. Here, we're going to talk about a few games that do just that, and do it rather well. Before we go ahead, a quick request. We upload new videos every single day, and your subscription matters a lot. So please consider subscribing and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. With that out of the way, let's begin. Batman Arkham series. Gotham's villains have been trying to kill the Batman for as long as he's been around, and the Arkham series has some fun with the moments where, for whatever reason, you do send the Caped Crusader to an early grave. Whatever villain it is that you're going up against will show up on a black screen, look down at your corpse, and hurl insults at you. Some, like the Jokers, are funny in a twisted sort of way, while others, like Killer Crocs, just seems a little excessive. Either way, it's a cool spin on the classic game over screen.
I will enjoy feasting on your bones.
Metal Gear Solid 5. Hideo Kojima loves putting weird, gleefully ridiculous stuff in his games, and there's plenty of that going on in Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain as well. Take the chicken hat, for instance. Die several times in a row during a mission, and the game will give you the option of equipping a chicken hat. What does it do? Well, it makes you completely invisible to all enemies as long as you wear it. But at what cost? It is a very useful failsafe, but are you chicken enough to use it? Metal Gear Solid. We're not done with Kojima or Metal Gear just yet. The legendary scene where Psycho Mantis breaks the fourth wall by reading your memory card and making your controller vibrate is well known to anyone with even a passing interest in the series. But there's other ways he breaks the fourth wall as well. For instance, if you've died or alerted guards too many times up until that point, Psycho Mantis will remark about how careless you are. Sure, it's far from a major insult, but it still stings.
You're a careless man, aren't you? And you're a poor warrior as well. And the same goes with traps.
The Messenger. The Messenger isn't shy about mocking you every time you die. Corbel the Demon is an incessantly sarcastic, wisecracking character, and it's kind of his job to bring you back to life each time you die, and he never lets you forget it. From asking you if you're playing with your feet, to glibly telling you how many times in the entire game he's revived you, to snidely telling you that you should try jumping, to implying that he isn't surprised at all that you've died, given how little faith he has in you. Corbel constantly keeps coming up with new and hilarious ways to make fun of you and your inadequacies. Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. The Nemesis system is the lifeblood of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War in particular, and though this particular thing is barely a fraction of what the system encapsulates, it definitely stands out in memory. Building up rivalries and enmities with particular orcs and orc captains through dynamically shifting and changing relationships is one of the best aspects of the game, and it manifests itself in truly unique ways when you die. Whenever you run into an orc captain that previously killed you, it will remember your previous encounter and boast about how it has bested you in combat before. It just makes you that much hungrier to put that orc in its place. Ninja Gaiden Black. Here's a bit of an understatement for you. Ninja Gaiden Black is an incredibly tough game, as most Ninja Gaiden games are, and if you play it, you're going to die a lot. Of course, you always have the option to switch to the easy mode dubbed Ninja Dog, but if you do, the game makes sure to make a few good-natured jokes at your expense. Ryu's apprentice Ayane becomes his master and makes a few pointed comments about the same. She also gives you a cutesy-looking pink ribbon, and though you might not want to wear it, it gives a massive boost to your attack power. It's honestly one of the best and most inventive easy modes we've ever seen in a character action game. The Dishwasher Vampire Smile. You may not have heard about the Dishwasher Vampire Smile. If you haven't, look it up. It's actually a really good action game. But this dark, grim, moody game turns into something unexpectedly jolly if you pick the Pretty Princess difficulty. Die multiple times in a row and you will unlock this mode. So what exactly does it do? Well, for starters, it superimposes an extremely pink filter on the entire game, completely changing its tone, and you'll spot more than a few hearts floating around on the screen as well. Meanwhile, chopping up enemies will result in glorious explosions of rainbows. It's definitely something. Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel, and 3. Each time you die in the Borderlands games, your body is reconstructed and respawned at the new U station. But this service comes with a side of mild insults. In typical Borderlands fashion, the comments these stations make when bringing you back to life range from snarky to abrasive.
Hey, you're back. Hyperion hopes your death was a learning experience, but wouldn't mind if you made the same mistake a few more times just to be sure.
From lighthearted to aggressive, from over the top to surprisingly mild.
Hyperion Help Desk recommends try not dying.
Sure, not all of them are all that insulting, and some aren't even all that funny, but the ones that are definitely do deserve to be recognized. Deadpool. Deadpool as a character is all about breaking the fourth wall and constantly making explicit jokes at the expense of, well, everything. So it's not surprising at all that the Deadpool game takes every chance it gets to crack wise when the player dies. Colorful, abrasive jokes and insults abound each time you die. And of course, Deadpool himself is literally incapable of dying, so that obviously plays a part in this whole thing as well. It's delightful without fail, every single time. STYX, Shards of Darkness. STYX, Shards of Darkness, much like the other games in the series, is not shy about throwing some humor your way, which it often does by breaking the fourth wall. That happens every time you die. The "you are dead" screen is accompanied each time by STYX himself showing up on screen and chiding you for putting him through so much pain and misery.
You know, you should read Infiltration for Dummies. I think you might be the target audience.
Sure, these do begin to get repetitive after a while, but thankfully, you do have the option to turn off the death screens. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.